So I'm sitting here with Johan again. We seem to meet up every other month or so, but this time around he's a successful game developer whose game has sold, well, 250,000 or something like that right about now, and he's bringing out a DLC for that successful game. So I thought I'd first talk a little bit, because you did a very special thing when you released Magicka. It wasn't perfect at launch, so you actually put out, like, I don't know, 15 patches or something, 15 patches by now. How was those first few weeks after launch for you guys in the studio?
Well, actually the first day was kind of it's sort of embarrassing in retrospect. We actually didn't know that the game was released, and someone said, "Oh, look, we're at number 3 in Steam," and that was sort of a whoa. Is it released yet? Wait, we gotta patch it, because we had found a couple of bugs, but we didn't really understand the magnitude of bugs that were going to be in the game, and we instantly made a decision that we're gonna live in the office. Everybody bring your blankets. That's the only reasonable thing to do, and we put out one patch every 24 hours, more or less. Some days we waited 48 hours, just because we had to test and fix more. It was. Well, I mean, since we are at heart gamers, we understand that if you buy such a product that has so many bugs, as many experienced, you're not going to be satisfied. And the least you could expect from a developer is for them to fix it. I mean, for us to spend 2 weeks patching stuff so hundreds of thousands of people, of fans, could enjoy the game, I mean, that's worth it all the time.
And even with that, I think it was kind of heartwarming to see that how many people actually went to the forums to defend you guys, even though the game might not be working as it should.
Yeah, it's really heartwarming. I mean, I've always dreamt of having a community that's so nice and so close to us as developers. I mean, at times it feels like we're closer to the community than we're to the publisher, and I mean I think that's the way it should be. We are gamers, the community is gamers, well, the publisher is gamers also. At least they pretend to be.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Not gonna mention any names.
No, not at all.
But and then you got a crazy idea for some DLC. Could you tell us just what went through your minds when you came up with Magicka Vietnam?
We actually pitched it to Paradox and said, guys, the M16 Magicka, it's brilliant, it's so much fun. We want to do Magicka Vietnam. And they said no.
But that wasn't the end of the story.
No, then I don't know really what happened behind closed doors at Paradox, but at one point they called us and said, we changed our minds. We want to do Magicka Vietnam. And we were, sure, sounds great, because we really want to. And we actually told them we could do it for free a couple of weekends. We really love this project.
So it's a fairly small download, fairly in size. Could you tell us, for someone who's playing the game, like what can they expect from it, and what's inside in it, what the content is?
Well, it's going to be one new challenge. It's one challenge map containing 3 scenes, so it's bigger than the challenges we released with the game, and it's got all those classic features that you come to expect from Vietnam. I mean, there's the Viet Cong, there's radio towers.
But they're not called Viet Cong, are they?
No, they're the Viet Goblins. And there's ammunition dumps, and there's POW camps, and there's shoppers. And you got to get to the shoppers at some point. And well, so we really try to infuse the game with all that classical Vietnam feeling.
And robes.
Yeah, of course, robes underneath the flak armor. In addition to the challenge map, we've added 5 or 6 different enemies, depending on how you count. We've got Viet Cong with goblins, armed with AKs and mortars and RPGs. We've got orcs armed with RPDs, which is the light machine gun of the Russian, a Russian light machine gun. They also got the AK-47s. They're slightly more aggressive than the Goblin Kong. And we also got the heavy trolls with heavy machine guns, and also some like goblin farmers with bolt action rifles. In addition to that, we got the United States troops and the wizards with the M16s, M60s, and all those weapons. The law and also of course the Patriot staff, which has the special ability Liberty Grenades. Very important. In addition to that, we've added one new magic, which is Napalm Strike, of course.
You have to have napalm.
Yeah, of course.
You love the smell in the morning?
Oh, yeah.
But I saw some crazy chart that the Paradox producer had of the plans for DLC. It's just like little game in the middle and then just like a giant ring with different DLC things that you had planned out. So could you give us a brief layout on what the future holds for Magicka, the most immediate future, and past Vietnam?
Well, the most important one is the versus patch. That's something we really long to do, especially since we've seen a lot of people doing PvP. They've actually managed to hack it into the game, as we had an unfinished version of PvP in the game, and they actually found it and started playing with that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna implement the PvP as we thought it should be implemented, but we're also gonna implement it the way the community plays it now, because if that's the way they play it, they want to play it that way, so that's just fair. And it's actually better than the way we intended it to be played, so naturally it should be implemented that way. Other than that, we're looking to release lots of small character models. We got spoofs of many movies and games coming up, and we're really interested in doing crossovers with both other Paradox titles and maybe, other titles. Nothing I can discuss, nothing's finished, but I would love to do a Half-Life crossover, whatever.
Steam and Valve seems to be open to that.
Yeah, as you've seen from Meat Boy, they've got a head crab, and that's the sort of thing that you're gonna come to expect that from the indie scene. As it's a lot more friendly than the huge corporate gaming world. It's one of the advantages of being a small developer, that you can really go berserk with your IDs.
Get your robes ready.